I think we saw what happened with Dianne Feinstein. I want to play that one again. And our leaders are not well. Look at that. Joe, Kamala. I mean, Kamala is not, up there in age, but she's just a dingbat, as is geriatric government. You could see them. Mitch's battery died. Let's take a look and see what we got going over here. What's the first tweet I got on up over there? You can throw it on up there. We'll get right to that. Here it is. Mitch McConnell. Let's play this again. Mitch McConnell stops talking. Let me read that 1 second, though. Let's bring that back real quick. Mitch McConnell stops talking. He just paused. My mom thinks that he had a stroke. Joe Biden's 80, Pelosi's 83, Maxine Waters 84, Chuck Grassley's 89, Feinstein 90, Klaus Schwab 85, George Soros 92. These are the people who are making the decisions on your everyday lives. Let's take a look one more time, Mitch McConnell.
Cooperation and a string of
Could you start from the beginning, just in case?
bipartisan cooperation and a string of
It's a low one. Anyways, we know what happened. Everybody saw it. You can see it again. He just stopped. Some people made his battery stop and whatnot. Let's take a look now. He's not the only one. And we heard, I think somebody said that he fell. Let's take a look at Dianne now. Same thing. California, right? She didn't want to go away.
I note the presence of a quorum. We will now vote to report the Defense Appropriations Bill favorably, subject to amendment. The clerk will call the roll.
Senator Feinstein.
Say aye.
Pardon me?
Aye.
Yeah.
Just say
I would like to support a yes vote on this. It provides $823 billion. That's an increase of $26 billion for the Department of Defense. And it funds priorities submitted.
yeah, just say aye.
Okay, just
Great,
aye.
One of the sad things about this whole situation is the fact that we're not talking about the fact that the defense budget is like $823 billion now. It's more than the next 10 countries combined in their defense budget. $26 billion or more, right? How much money is going over to Ukraine? Look at all the problems we have here at home. I mean, right now they're doing it so blatantly in your face. And what really sucks is the younger generation's not pissed off in the streets. That's what needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? The younger generation needs to get off and get pissed out and get into the streets and get mad. I went to a Kerry Lake event. Like I keep talking about this with my mom. Donald Trump's up there and 77 years old. It was all old people, ladies and gentlemen. It's all old people. And the majority of the shit they believe in is all bullshit propaganda that they were served as hardcore nationalists. That we're the greatest country in the face of the earth. Blah, blah, blah. Make sure you say a prayer. Make sure you say a pledge of allegiance. And I'm not talking shit about people who are religious and they're close to God. Azalu, good for you. You know what I'm saying? But there's a reason why they separated church and state. Right? And then, you got to say the Pledge of Allegiance. How many times? We need to clean our own house. We need to clean our own shit. Right now, America is not looking good. From the foreign policy aspect, not for what they're doing to their own citizens at home. And we've said this before. Your foreign policy is your domestic policy because what they do abroad, they will eventually do here at home. And they're doing it. Militarize the police up the fucking yin-yang. Suppressing your speech. Oh, it's a private company that can do what they want. No, they cannot. The government cannot infringe on your First Amendment rights. Not only, even if you didn't have Section 230 of the NDAA, which says it's their qualified immunity for these big tech companies, which they can do whatever they want because they won't get sued, as long as they are acting as a platform and not a publisher, meaning they can't pick winners and losers. Even though they're doing that, set that shit aside. The public easements, That's a contract with these companies and the citizens of the United States that they will protect our First Amendment rights. They won't infringe on it. The government can't dictate what you can say and what you cannot say. Right? And, people ask this question all the time. We got the Facebook files that just came out. I'll be talking about it with Jimmy later. Right? Once again, my first answer to, the Facebook files, the Facebook was censoring COVID information at the behest of the government. Duh. Right? They cannot do it. Now, here's the thing. Here's the question. Is Facebook taking orders from the government, or are they actually the government? Are they an arm of the government? That's the question to ask. It's like that useful idiot or paid propagandist. At this point, I can't understand how you cannot 100% say that they are an arm of the government. They're doing exactly what the government's telling them. There are people who work at Facebook that are ex-government officials. Tomato, tomato, ladies and gentlemen. Later on in the day, Dianne Feinstein had another vote, right? They were telling her, just say aye. Now they're saying, somebody said, don't say aye. Take a look at this one.
Aye.
No.
Oh, excuse me, no.
Mrs. Feinstein.
Aye.
No.
Oh, excuse me, no.
Mrs. Feinstein.
Said, no, not you, aye. That's your aye. Oh, excuse me, no. No. I mean, these are the people who are making the laws, ladies and gentlemen. These are the people who are deciding your everyday life, how it should be run, what you can and cannot say, how you can say it. I mean, if you guys, elections are fair. Joe Biden got 81 million votes. And the thing that disgusts me in this whole situation, when it comes for elections, when it comes for freedom of speech, it's the same thing. People play team sports. They don't give a shit about the process. They don't care about the nuance of what's right or wrong. All they care about is sticking up for their team. So if you're part of the team that, is being protected for censorship, then you root for it. Well, that person shouldn't say misinformation. Misinformation is just today's version of fucking hate speech, where it's not really about protecting you or protecting society. It's about controlling information in the name of hate speech, in the name of misinformation. People play the team sports mentality, so they stand behind it. Oh, the elections are fair. Why are they fair? Because I hate Donald Trump? Sure. All right. Now you sit there, you go along with it. And I know some people out there, some top people out there, and I ain't going to mention their names, that have said they didn't give a shit if it was fake or real, the election. They didn't care. They just cared about the results. In other words, they were willing to go through and allow the government or whoever did to cheat because they didn't like Donald Trump. Then the ends justified the means. And that's when you get into some serious trouble. And I say this all the time. You need to care what happened in 2020 with the election, and the process is not fair. You should be pushing for a fair process, because you know why? It's going to come back and haunt you. No grassroots candidate that's anti-establishment, right, left, center, will win if the election system is this way. And if you go along with the cheating, then you're putting the knife in their hand to cut your throat eventually. They didn't go after Julian Assange. They were coming after us. They just used him. They're not going after independent media by themselves. They're using us to go after you. And so forth. They're going down the line. And I don't even know what the fucking solution is nowadays. That's how it is. When people go, oh, Hakeem Jeffries, what did he do wrong? What's so bad about him? I can't even remember. You know why? Because he's not the only one. It's all of them across the board now. I've heard so much shit on so many people that I forgot what's each individual has done. That's how much crap is out there. Jerry Stiller once said in a movie, I'm so goddamn confused, I don't even know if I'm coming or going. That's where I'm at, man. And that's where you got to be at too. Holy cow, what's going on? Every single day, more and more of our freedoms are taken. Every single day, more of our liberties are taken away. Talked to my old boss yesterday, and he says, how you doing? You want to come back to work? I'm like, I'd love to come back to work, man. That paycheck was great. You know what I'm saying? Healthcare and all that bullshit. But man, what am I doing? This is one of the worst career decisions I've ever made, but it's still the best one. And it's the best one because I got y'all. And thank you so much.